Hello, my beautiful friends. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. And if you're new today, the biggest warm welcome to you. And if by the end of this video, if you would consider subscribing to my channel, we would certainly love to have you here. Okay, you guys, so I did my top 3 favorites out of each category. And let me tell you, this is hard. I don't know how people did it. I really don't, because I have so many favorites. It's almost like asking me to choose my favorite child. Well, thank God I only have one. But I can't even imagine, because there's special moments of a lot of my products. All the influencers I watch have done this, so I knew it was time for me to do it. I've seen it originally through Eyeliners, and then a Juicy Jazz did it, and Tati did it, and I don't know who the original person was that did come up with this idea, but I will investigate and put all of their channels and information down in the description box below. I did put out a question on the community tab, and I don't know if many of you have seen it, but a lot have, and I'm super excited, and thank you so much for responding. And the question is, what is your Holy Grail? So that will be in a future video. You could put your comment in the comment section below here, or you can go on Instagram and let me know there. Okay, let's get started, you guys. Again, I'm super excited. I'm super nervous. And I don't know why I'm nervous, but I am, because, like I said, it was a very difficult choice. So I'm going to start with skincare and my top 3. And when I chose these, it was my top 3, either most grab for, or something I cannot live without, and I must have it in my life for always. So that's how I came up with the top 3. So the top 3 is I get a prescription through Curology. Ever since I started using this, you guys, my skin, I noticed a huge difference. My formula changes. It is prescribed, specifically for my face, my texture, the way it's changing. So great product here. Another product that I just can't live without is my Timeless Vitamin C. This also, I've seen a huge change in my skin, especially brightening. The dark spots I used to have, I have a video here, I'll link it, and it shows before and after pictures of me starting my skincare until now. And I also love, I was torn between this one and another one by Timeless, but I think I enjoyed this one just a little bit more, and it is their Coenzyme Q10 Serum. And I just feel like this is just very soothing to my face. It has like a little tackiness, so it works really well with my makeup. And I use this in the morning. This I have noticed, that it works really well for fine lines, wrinkles. This is the antioxidant, and this has cells to build collagen and elastin. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful product. Those are my top 3 that I have to have in my life. As you guys know, I have tons of other skincare, but these are my top 3 that if I had to choose, that would be it. And my top 3 sunscreens are this one here. I love this in the summer, especially because it has a tint to it. It has SPF 50. It's by Australian Gold. You could almost wear this on no makeup days. And as you can see, I mean, it's a pretty hefty coverage here, or tint. So yeah, that's why I absolutely love it. Even, to put on your chest, even through the winter months, just to add a little color. So this is really nice, and it does work pretty good underneath a lot of my makeup. So I do love this. I do love the CeraVe 50 as well. The only problem that I have with this one is sometimes if, you're perspiring too much, it will go into your eyes, and it does sting. So this one, I'm very picky on the days I wear it, even though I love it. I wear it on really less humid days, like as we go into fall, winter. This I will probably wear more often. I'm just super careful around my eyes, because again, this works really well with my makeup. My sunscreens and my makeup, they have to go together. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And the last one, and the one I probably use the most often, is through e.l.f. And it's their Holy Hydration, and it has SPF 30 in it. I get no irritation with it, and it looks beautiful with my makeup. It's a sorcery product, so I actually really, really love this sunscreen. It's probably my favorite. So the sunscreens and my skincare were pretty easy. Let's go on to the next items here. And I think I'm going to go with eye primers. That's pretty easy as well. The three I chose were one through Believe Beauty. You can find this at Dollar General, not Dollar Tree, Dollar General. And I think it was like $4.35. But it's a wonderful, wonderful primer. And what I love about this, there is a slight shade to it. So it does, you know, cover some of the redness or anything that you might have in your eyelid, and it works beautifully as a primer. And for that price, it's really, really good. And the second one is, forgive it, it's a little dirty here. That means it's well loved. Is my CoverGirl. I just love it. You know, you know, the thing is with this one is it can be slightly drying. So my eyes, you know, if they're doing really good, you know, they've been hydrated, and my eyelids aren't dry, this works beautifully. If I'm starting to get a little drier, maybe in the winter months, I might not be able to use this, but it is a very good primer as well. And probably the top reach one for now lately has been my P. Louise. You've seen it in a lot of my videos lately. It's a wonderful eye primer. I can't deny it. Now, you guys, there is a dupe for it on Amazon, and it's this right here. I actually did another video on it, and it's pretty darn close. The thing is with me, I find this isn't that expensive, you know, and it's relatively the same price as this on Amazon, but you get three for, you know, the price of this one. So they both are awesome. So, you know, it's just a preference. Everything that I'm talking about will be in the description box. That's going to be a long description box. So just so you know, though, everything will be down there for you. Next category I'm going to go into is eyebrows. And you guys, I've struggled with my eyebrows for years, ever since I overplucked. So finding those Holy Grail or favorite eyebrow products has been a journey. So, but I have discovered, and it's relatively new to me, but honestly, it's probably the best eyebrow products I have used so far. And I've tried a lot, you guys, from stamping, from you've seen it all. But it's through Too Faced, and I had never even used their products prior. I don't think I have one item in my collection from Too Faced. And the first one is their brow liner, and I've even used Benefit. You guys, like I said, I think I've tried it all. And this one is their super fine, and mine is in the shade Espresso. So it has just, you know, the regular spoolie, and I didn't think I was going to like it because it has that slanted applicator or pencil, and honestly, it doesn't even interfere. It works beautifully because it is so micro thin, and it's not waxy. It just goes on smooth. It stays put. I cannot say enough about that. And the other thing by Too Faced that goes hand in hand with that is their brow wig. And this stuff is amazing. I mean, I don't think my brows have looked this full and so long, and it has to be this. I love how it goes on. It's not super messy. With these two, I'm in love. I'm in love. And the other one is through ABH, and this is her powder. I use the shade Granite. I use this more towards the front and this towards the tail. This is a beautiful product. My top three are right here for the brows. Okay, what can we go into next? I think the next one I'm going to go into is my eyeliners, my favorite eyeliners that I use. The one is no secret to anybody. If you watch my channel, even probably 3 videos, you'll know. It's through Glamlight, and it's their calligraphy pen. You guys, I bought this. I saw Michaela on TikTok. Oh my gosh, probably, well, I know it's been over a year now, and she was reviewing it. I looked amazing, so I went and I purchased it. I know it lasts for a very long time, and I love how it just glides on. I love the tip. I love how opaque it is. It's just perfect, and then it dries down. It's not a complete matte. There is just a slight shine to it, but you know, it's not like that really bright shiny. But yeah, I just love it. It stays put pretty good. The other eyeliner is through ColourPop, and it's their BFF. I love this liquid liner. I love the tip on that. It's nice and long and pointy. And this here, you know, it's the same thing. It's just a little wider application, but this one does dry down more matte. So, but I love them both. I think the staying power is great on this as well once it dries down. You know, you can rub it. It's not smearing around. Absolutely love that. And then for pencil liner, I have just discovered this. It's been in my collection and I cannot put it down. It's through NYX and it's their Epic Wear. And this is in the shade Deepest Brown. And the reason why I love this, when you put it on, it just glides on. And it's a little buttery. So it gives you time that if you need to blend, you know, smear it, it will smear. And, you know, with a lot of my looks lately, that's what I've been doing is trying to, you know, wing it out from the lower. I find that this works beautifully. I find that, you know, it stays put for a very long time. And I love the shade Deepest Brown. Some days, you know, you just want to wear a softer color than black. This is your man because it is amazing. I really love that. So those are my top, you know, 3 eyeliners. Okay, you guys, we're going to be jumping around. I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just going on the way it is set up in the small space that I'm working in because we have a lot of items here. Okay, so the next item I'm going to go into is eye toppers. So my top 3 eye toppers are, I love this one by ColourPop. Anything by ColourPop basically is amazing. They're their Super Shock eyeshadows, and this one is in the shade Flower Child. And the reason why I love this one, it's almost like that beautiful champagne color, slightly gold. And I will swatch that for you guys so you can see. But it's just so beautiful. I do love the shade in particular. I wear this one a lot. And then the second one is through KVD Beauty. I love their Dazzle Sticks, and this one is in the shade Hail Surge. You know, it's been in a few of my videos recently. I just love it. Now, I will say it's super soft. So when you go in, be very careful because it will kind of break or some, you know, it could do something. So just go into your eyelid very, very soft, or go even with a brush. But as you can see, it's just absolutely beautiful. There's like a pink shift. There's a silver. There's so many things going on in this here. It's beautiful, and it has great staying power as well. And the third topper is through the company Moira. I actually really love this company. I just discovered them maybe a few months ago, and their products are absolutely beautiful, and this one did not disappoint. This is their Lucent Shadow, and this is in the shade Infinity, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. I wore this to a lot of the wedding events, and what I love is it's almost like the Super Shock, only it's more opaque. Like you're going to get a lot of payoff. So it's not like the typical just, you know, getting a topper. It kind of feels like a super Shock because there's that cream in it or something in there to keep it bonded. And this is the shade here. It is just so beautiful. So this one has more of a pink shift. This one has more of a silver, a true silver shift. Those are my top 3 toppers. So I absolutely love them. And as you can see, as I'm wiping off, trying to wipe this off with a makeup wipe, these are not coming off easily. So, yeah. I mean, these might be on for the rest of the video because I really can't get them off. And the next category I'm going to go into is bronzers. And I don't have a lot of bronzers, you guys, and I'll tell you why. I have a very hard time finding the perfect shade for bronzers on me. I don't like anything that's going to look too orange, and a lot of bronzers do that, you know. So I got to be very, very careful, and I'm very, very picky. So the bronzers that I do love, that I wear consistently, Essence, this is probably my most reach for bronzer, believe it or not, lately. And this one is in the shade Chocolate Sundae. And I mean, look how big this pan is, you guys. Yes, hello. So I forgot to mention a lot of the products that that is in this video I am wearing. So I am wearing that Moira topper, just so you know. And I did use the Believe Beauty eye primer and of course the brow wig. Okay, so this bronzer I am wearing today. I love it because it's more cool toned. It's not super warm. It's not orange. Perfect shade for me. Again, not super orange. And the same reason why I love my Milani. It's not super orange. It's more cool toned. This one's in the shade Suntan. So again, this is a beauty. You could tell how much it's loved. I've hit pan, and let's see, and that is the shade for the Milani. It's hard to tell here, but yeah, so they both are cool tone. That's why I love them. Now, the only warmer toned bronzer that I also love is through Sol, and this is actually a cream bronzer, but I love it. I love it every time I open it. Oh, the fragrance that comes out of this, and this is just in the shade Light. What I love about this is it goes on as a balm, but then it almost does dry down as a powder. So the more you rub that in, it sits. It's not going anywhere. And you can use this on your body. On my skin, once it's with all the makeup, it really blends in beautifully. So as you can see, this is well loved too. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Coco Chanel. And a lot of people have done a side-by-side, and they all say the same thing. Okay, so let's move into blushes. One of these will not be a shocker to anybody, but I am, they're in here, and I have to give credit when credit is due. I do got a bunch of glitter all over me. But the first one is through Essence, and it's specifically this shade Befitting. And I have that on today. And the reason why I love it, first of all, it has wonderful staying power. Secondly, it is a shade that goes with any basically eye look I've ever used. Even when I wear my neutrals, somehow it fits with it. I just love this blush, and they're like, what, $2.99, you guys? I love the recyclable packaging. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful blush. So this is one of my tops. And the other one is through Milani, and it's their Bake Blush. Now, my little thing is missing here, but I don't know how that happened. But I love them because when I do wear these, I do not need to wear a highlighter, because there's almost like a highlighter built into it. So there's a slight shimmer. Now, the only thing with this is you do need to be careful if you're mature and have a lot of wrinkles, because it will kind of emphasize those. So I'm just super careful, but I absolutely love their baked blushes, and I love this particular one. And I hope it's still available, you guys, because yeah, I love the shade. It looks so beautiful when I wear anything coral, and of course it's called Coralina. So hopefully this is still available. I'm hoping. I should have checked beforehand, but it's one of those things I reach for all the time, so I'm going to share them with you. And the next one, last but not least in this category, and you will not be shocked, is Moira. And I have been using their blushes nonstop since I purchased it. And I chose this shade in particular as well, because I do have 3 of them. But this one is in Mellow Pink. And I'm telling you, it's kind of like the Befitting. It goes with any kind of look. It looks a little peachy on here, but it's not. Once you mix the colors, it does almost look exactly like the Befitting. So I love this. And the reason why I love their blushes is because, again, the staying power. And again, it looks beautiful on mature skin. It almost gives me like a smoothing effect. I don't know if it has like some kind of primer infused in here, but I absolutely love it. I do love the e.l.f. primer infused blushes too, but we won't talk about that because I only can pick 3. Now we're going to move into powders. And my top powders are, if you watch my channel, these are the top 3 I always, grab for all the time anyway. My first one here is my number 7. As you can see, it is super well loved. Yeah, it's beautiful for under the eyes. That's basically where I've always ever used it, because it's so finely milled and it doesn't create extra, a dryness or anything like that. It just looks really beautiful under the eyes. A lot of people swear by it all over the face, but I just have other products that I use for that. And this is no surprise. It's through Kimchi. I discovered this way back when. I'll link that video here too. And I think I just saw like his products. They were so cute. The blushes came in like this heart container, and I'm a sucker for packaging, you guys. I really am. I think a lot of people are, because I know another one of my friends here, Rosanna, she's a sucker to packaging too, and we we will buy anything that looks super pretty. But this is the Puff Puff Pass, and the reason why I love this, first of all, it came with this beautiful little poof poof that is so soft that it's ridiculous. I don't even know what it is, but it's so soft. But what I love as well is it's super finely milled. This is the shade Translucent. I don't feel like it alters any of my foundation coloring. There is a slight when I put it on, but then it kind of melts into my skin, and you know, I don't have like that white cast anymore. So absolutely love this. And there's different shades in there too if you don't like translucent powder. I just like translucent powder because I feel like I can wear it year round. And even if it's a little lighter, it's okay, because it's usually where I wear it is through the T-zone, which you want to brighten anyway. The reason why I do love it so much is because when I do powder my nose, you guys know how my nose is a major troubled area. I find that the oil stays at bay a lot longer when I use this. And I also love it for baking right here, which I did today, which I think just honestly, it makes such a difference in that, you know, in that snatched look right here, kind of sink in those cheekbones. And it's great for that. It's great for when I bake right here because I wear glasses. So yeah, I just love my kimchi. You know how I do. And my newest love is through Moira. And I absolutely love this. It's very similar, I will say, to e.l.f.'s Halo setting powder. And the only difference in this, I feel, is that I can wear this one under my eyes. And for some reason, I can't with the e.l.f. And because there is that glow, it's not as strong as in the e.l.f. one. So that's why I love that. I do set sometimes around here, and it does hold my oil at bay as well. I do feel like it does smooth out my complexion. Yeah, so I've just absolutely been loving this as well. So those are my top 3 powders. The next category is highlighters, and this was super hard for me to decide too. I have a lot of highlighters and a lot that I enjoy, but these would be probably my top ones. And the first one is you guys are gonna laugh, but I found it at the dollar store, and I actually just used it in the last video. And the reason why I love it is it gives that perfect glow. It's not super glittery. Yeah, I absolutely love it. And I will show you, but I mean, it's pretty, yeah, you're going to be seen with this, but again, it's not glittery. So it looks super, super natural on my complexion. I like how there's 2 different choices. I tend to mix them to come up with the perfect highlighter for my complexion. So yeah, this is at the dollar store, you guys, and it's called Beauty Benefits, and I've seen it at mine. Hopefully it's still at yours. The next one is through e.l.f. It is actually a palette, and I've seen it on their website. I've seen it in a few stores, and I actually really love this. And the reason why I do is there's so many different options. Even though this is way too deep for me, you can use it for your eyeshadow, you know, as a topper. Same with this shade here. So that's what I love about it. This I always just use in my inner corner because it's super bright. I dropped it and broke it, but I repaired it. It's nice and bright. It's perfect for the inner corner. And that's actually what I have in there right now. And it's not like over the top bright. That's what I love about it. And then the shades I use the most for my highlighter, which I have on, I used today right through here. I mixed these 2 shades right there. So yeah, I think it just gives that perfect, you know, highlight, that perfect glow. It's not over the top. It doesn't accentuate my fine lines. So e.l.f., yep, comes in here again. And so does Kimchi. Kimchi, this is the little heart shape that drove me to his website. And I got his blushes, which are beautiful, a lot. You know, in that video, if you guys went back and watched, it just, yeah, I found love. But look at this highlighter. There's 2 shades in here. This is absolutely beautiful. If you mix the 2, It looks like that. Again, it's not super chunky. It's not to where you're going to be seen from Mars. It just has that right amount. And here is the lighter shade here. And I'll just swatch that on me right here. And again, it's just beautiful, and it does have its slight pink to it. But yeah, it just looks absolutely beautiful with makeup on your face. And again, it doesn't accentuate my fine lines. I love it. I love the packaging. So those are my top 3 highlighters. Okay, this next category was super, super hard for me, you guys. My primers, I am a strong believer of primers for my skin. And this was super, super hard because I do have a lot of favorites. I have a lot that do something different. So yeah, this was super hard. Well, the one, hello, yeah. And this one. So, even though it's the same thing, you guys, it's the same thing. But one is a lot cheaper. So this is the Lancome blur stick, and this is the Maybelline, and this is their blur stick. So Master Blur Stick. And I use this one the most because it's most affordable. This one I save for special occasions, when I really, really want that extra. Again, this does the same thing, but this one does do slightly more, but enough for me to save it for a special occasion and feel fancy. But yeah, you guys know I absolutely love, look, it's almost all gone. You guys, I just can't stop using. I use it every day. It was replaced my e.l.f. Poreless Putty that I thought nothing would ever replace, and it did. And I use it just in my T-zone, a little bit over here, wherever I have pores, which is pretty much my whole face, as you guys. I'm just going to put it here, but yeah. But I love it. This is, yes, I have to have this in my life. And this I use as a primer. And the reason why I chose this because it goes well with so many of my foundations, and a lot of the foundations that I stopped using, I can use again because of this. It puts that glow under the foundation you choose, and it makes it look like you're glowing from within, and it's just absolutely beautiful. As you can see, this is well loved as well, and that's really all I ever use it for, as a primer, and sometimes as a highlight, and very rare will I use it just on its own, because it just doesn't give that coverage. I have to have a little bit more coverage than this can offer you. And this is supposedly a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, the Hollywood Flawless Filter. So I've seen a lot of reviews on that where they put it side by side, and it's pretty darn close. And the last one is my e.l.f. and this is the Mint Primer, and as you can see, this is well loved as well. This is a dupe for the Milk, and I will say the reason why I love this one, there's great gripping power in it. It has a beautiful scent, and when you put it on, there's that slight soothing, cooling effect, and which has been great for the summer. So yeah, all 3 of these 2 here, my makeup stays on really, really long if I use these. Not together, but if I use them, even this one, I don't know how that happens, but my makeup does last longer with this on. So those are my top 3 primers. Okay, you guys, as we move on, this is where it starts getting really bad for me. Where it was almost impossible for me to make choices. And well, I will say the next 3 that I will be talking about is setting sprays. That was pretty easy. I have a lot that I do use for different reasons, but the top 4, reach for ones, are, and this was coming. This is through Makeup Revolution. It is their Conceal and Define. This is absolutely amazing. When I first used this, I was blown. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have found my next hallelujah item. And the reason why is when I do spray my face, it just melts any powder that I have on, including blushes, anything, into my skin. Makeup lasts amazingly when I use this. So yeah, this is a great setting spray for what I have. I think I'm on my 3rd bottle here. I mean, I have to have that in my life. And the next one is a recent new discovery, and I am so mad at myself that I had this just shoved in my drawer and I hadn't used it. But you guys, it's through e.l.f. and it's their Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. Not only does it smell amazing, it does an amazing job keeping my makeup in place. Actually, that's what I ended up using today. It gives, that soft glow. It also melts your, makeup right into your face. Now, I will say, you guys, I have been doing my setting spray a little different. I've done it in a few of my videos. I spray my sponge directly, and then I just go in and press it in. I am finding, even at work, 'cause I wear a mask all day, me doing that, I'm getting here, I'm getting all around here. So my mask has less makeup on it at the end of the day than, when I used to just kind of spray all over the place. So little tip there, you guys. I know that's a little off track. But I have to give tips when I can. And also, my new favorite is through Moira, and this is their Endless Stain Power. Now, this is beautiful too. Oh my gosh, yeah, I use this in my skin like it looked like I was airbrushed. It does something. I don't know what it is. The only downfall is the size of this bottle. And that's why I haven't been using it that much, because I love it so much that I want to save it for special occasions. And yeah, I mean, I would go through this in a week. So that's the only downfall. It's a beautiful, beautiful setting spray. I will say that. Okay, you guys, we're getting down to the wire here. But this next one, this was another one that was a little hard, but not too bad. And it's my concealer. So I will grab that out of my little basket here. And the first one is, you guys know, I've used it in a lot of my videos, and it's through Rare Beauty. I just love this. I think it's just so natural. It's very creamy. It's hydrating. It works beautifully on my mature eyes. This one I do find I do need to set it, but it just has that beautiful consistency. Again, creamy, beautiful, good coverage. And I love this Tarte. This is the Shape Tape, but only the ultra creamy one. And I never dared to even use the other one, you guys, because I know better. Do not try something that full coverage and matte. So this one I really like, though. I love the applicator. I love the consistency of it. It is creamy. It has beautiful coverage, and yeah, this one I don't need to set, really, just very, very slightly. When I wore it the first few times without setting it, it did crease ever so slightly. So I do put very little powder with it. But it's a wonderful concealer. I like how my eyes look. It doesn't accentuate my fine lines. So yeah, this is a good one. And my newest one that I absolutely love, and yeah, I'm sorry, Rosanna, that you did not have a good time with it, but it is my newest favorite, and it's through Lancome, and it's their Tint Eau Dule, and I can't stop using it. And I will say, I will zoom in, and I have it on today. Zero powder. I do not use powder when I use this. What I do is, there is a learning curve to it, because I know what she's saying when you first put it on. And that's why I'm wondering, Rosanna, if yours was a little, I don't know, a defect maybe, because when I put this on my hand, what she was having a problem with, I'll link all of her information down below, because I talked about her in another video, but her and I really got into this subject of this concealer. But I want to show you that when I put it on, when she used it the other day, she says it dries down immediately, and I'm not getting that. Mine's still moving. So that's where I'm a little confused. Like, I can put it on both eyes and work, one eye at a time, still with this one sitting here, and it still works. So I'm wondering if you have a dud. Because yeah, and it's still moving. It is setting down, but yeah, but I absolutely love it. Like I said, it just smooths out my eye. I don't have to wear powder with it. And again, what I do is I put it on, And then I go in and just go right, in the areas that I want coverage with my sponge. And then I just move on, put on my bronzer, let it sit there just for a minute. And I go back and I reevaluate if it has creased or anything, which usually it hasn't. And then I go in with any kind of setting spray, spray my sponge, and then just go over that. And then I don't have to wear powder. So I don't set it at all. Again, and I think this has been on for well over, what time is it? Yeah, at least 2.5, maybe 3 hours. Zero creasing. Rosanna, maybe you got a dud. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe you just got a dud. And also what she uses it for that I have been also as well, because I've had some kind of breakout for some reason. I don't know if it's because I got my makeup done, a few weeks ago for the wedding. But I have one here and it does cover it really well. And what I do is just let it sit there. I don't rub it in. I just go over with my foundation and it does, cover that pretty well too. So it's good for blemishes. Okay, let's move on. And the next one we're going to talk about is, okay, this is where I'm really going to get in trouble because I could not pick. I couldn't come up with 3, guys. I couldn't do it. So it's mascaras. And this one here through Essence is my new favorite. Now I've used Essence mascaras for a long time. I know a lot of people either love them or hate them. I actually love them, but this one probably the most. I used the green one for the longest time. This one is the Curl and Volume. I really, really like this one. They really outdid themselves with this. So this is one of them. And my second one is a Thrive Cosmetics. I absolutely love this one. I love how it comes off. It's a tubing type situation. Again, some people don't like this, but I do. I find there is zero flaking, smearing, smudging, anything. The only thing is it's not waterproof. I think they have a waterproof, but this one is not. So this one I wouldn't have even wore to my son's wedding because once it gets wet, like I said, it comes out in tubes. So definitely don't go swimming or to the beach or anything like that. But on a regular work day or going, out at night, it will stay put. Very, very nice. And then my other one is, and this is my backup because I already went through the one tube. It's the Sky High. I love this stuff. A lot of people, again, either they love it or hate it. I love it. And yeah, I just get so much volume and separation, and I don't find it drying. Like a lot of people were saying it's kind of like that Better Than Sex one mascara, which I hated too. I cannot stand it. It was like after 2 uses, it just got dry. So I don't know if some people were getting bad products, but the one tube I had, I loved, so I bought another one. And the last one is this Lancome. I love this. I bought this back when Eyeliners, I had won, the $500 gift card. And I, bought it at the same time I bought this. I was so excited that I could buy something kind of bougie. But I will say it's a beautiful, beautiful mascara. Again, no smudging, no smearing, no flaking. And it just has that nice separation on your eyelashes. It gives nice length. It's not super volumizing, but just a really pretty mascara. Now we're going to go into the complexion products. This is where I didn't know what I was going to do. Even when I did my video on my top 3 foundations, you've seen how a hard time I had. And with some new things I've tested lately, it even got even worse. But I have come down with and the way I chose this is my most reached for product that is most versatile. So I will explain that. So the first one is my Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. Not only is this super affordable, it is my first sorcery product that I've ever run into. I put it on my face and I could not believe, I was not expecting it. I wasn't expecting the coverage. It has beautiful coverage. I mean, it is not full by any means, but when you put it on, it's just so beautiful on the skin. It's hydrating. It's like a sorcery moisturizer. It's just absolutely beautiful. It has hyaluronic acid in it. One of my top for sure. I will be devastated if they ever stop making that. And The second one is, is this one here, the 30-hour super stay. You know that my 24-hour one was one of my holy grails, but the formula changed. I don't see a huge difference, you guys. I don't see it, and that's why it's in this. I'm super excited that, the formula, if it changed, it was so minimal, I didn't even notice. It wears beautifully, just like the other one did. I was super excited that they didn't change the formula too much, in my opinion. And the third one is no shock to anybody, will be this one. The reason why this is probably the ultimate sorcery product ever created. And I will tell you why. It looks beautiful just on its own. It looks beautiful when I mix it with anything, it seems like. I've mixed these two before, today and yesterday, and I tested it all out at work. I mixed these two together, and that's what I have on my face today. And it is gorgeous. I mean, the two sorcery products together and this is, you can't lose. You can't lose. So, yeah. This was a no-brainer for sure. This was a no-brainer, and it's always that third one for me. But yeah, I mean, these are all beautiful products. This one, I love how it has like that, that nice little pearly effect. It looks beautiful on the skin again. Yeah, just absolutely beautiful. Let's go to lip products, because the last category, you know what it is eyeshadow. Yeah, that was almost impossible. So, but let's go on to lip liners. And that was pretty easy for me. I'm super picky about my lip liners. I never used to use lip liners up until maybe 6 months ago. I always thought they were a waste of time, but wow, was I wrong, because you can really make your lips look so much fuller because you can overline ever so slightly. Again, like that's what I've been doing. My lips look just more full. So I'm super glad I started using lip liners. And my top three would be, the shades do play a pretty good part into my decision as well, but mainly the formula. But through here, this is NYX, and this one is in the shade Nude Truffle. And I just love it. It's very neutral. It does have the sharpen pencil, but it's so creamy though. It doesn't even matter to me. I like the retractables, but it has, just as you can see, that perfect nude. I just absolutely love that. And then through Essence, this is one of my highly reached for lip liners, and it's in the shade Because Duh. Now this one is a retractable, and again, it's super creamy. My lip liners have to be creamy enough to where they glide right across my lips, because they are mature. So anything too dry is just going to keep skipping across all my wrinkles. So that plays a very important part into my decisions of lip liners. So again, that is the shade Because Duh. And what I have on my lips today is this lip liner, along with some other stuff, but is the new Kylie. It was my first time ever trying anything from her brand. This is absolutely beautiful, and it's in the shade Candy Cane. And this stuff's like butter. I mean, it just flies right on, but it stays on my lips for a very long time, which I find crazy, because it's that cream formula. But as you can see, I'm rubbing, and it's really not going too far. Same with these other ones. They have great staying power as well. So those are my three lip liners. The lipsticks were a little hard too, you guys. Yeah, this is where I'm going to get in trouble again, because I'm going outside of what I'm supposed to be doing. But I can't help it. I really can't help it, because I cannot literally choose. So I have four. And the lipsticks I chose is, I love this Essence, and this is fairly new to me. It's the 8 Hours Matte Stay. And this is in the shade Hello Sunshine. And I just love it. It lasts pretty darn good. I love the wand on it. It's super slim and sleek. And the shade on it is just beautiful. It's a beautiful nude shade that will pretty much go with anything. And it matches beautifully with that Because Duh lip liner. So yeah, this is one of my new favorites. It's a matte liquid lip. it doesn't dry down excessively dry to where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. So that's why I love this. My other most reach for lip product is also through Essence. And yeah, their lip products and some of their products are just unbeatable. This is in the shade 03. This is Nude. And yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. You can see how well loved this is. Yeah, I use this all the time. Again, I'm a nude shade girl. I very rarely wear bright lipsticks, and that's all I used to wear, you guys. Just super bright lipsticks, and yeah, now I can't get away from the nudes. Again, it matches so well with any of those lip liners. Super beautiful, super creamy. It stays on pretty good, you know. It's not like super long wearing, but yeah, I just really enjoy it. I enjoy the color the most. The other one is through L'Oreal, their lip products. This is where I ran into a problem because I have so many favorites out of this line. And this is in the 800. Fairest Nude. And again, you can see how well loved this is. And again, it's super, super, super close to that shade by Essence. It has just a little bit more pink undertone, but it is a very close dupe to that. And not that this is super expensive, but hey, you know, if you can save $5, you know, why not? But it's super creamy, super beautiful. Looks good, I think, on pretty much anybody. You can darken it up with a lip liner. It's a beautiful formula. Okay, and the newest one that I found, this is why I couldn't decide, you guys, because this is pretty darn impressive. And I just recently got it because I saw it on sale, and it's through Revlon as well, and it's their Ultra HD Matte Lip Color. This is in the shade Seduction, and I'm telling you, it is beautiful. It's matte, but it goes on so creamy and velvety, silky. I can't explain the texture. Super beautiful on the lips. It lasts pretty good once it dries down. Yeah, so you guys, I just want to note that I have wiped my hands several times, and I can't get rid of these eyeliners. So that's just how you know. And some of these now lip liners are not going anywhere either. Okay, you guys, I think I am in the last category, which, yeah, you might as well click out now because I went against all rules in this one. But I can't. I seriously cannot. So what I did is I picked 3 smaller pans and 3 large pans. So the first one is through any of these little bite size, but this shade in particular, I'm more a neutral girl. You guys will never know at this point. I've been going crazy lately. This is in Cream and Sugar. I absolutely love this palette. I love this, you know, because it has a nice transition shade. It has a nice, you know, it's something to deepen it up. The shimmers in here are absolutely gorgeous. This shade in particular right here is my favorite in the whole palette. It's just that pretty champagne color. Absolutely love it. So these are amazing. Any of them really, but that is the one I probably reach for the most. And then the next palette is this Moira. This is new to me. This one is just super buttery. It blends out, I mean, like that. I love the shades in here. I love the shimmers in here. This one is, you know, again, that beautiful champagne color that I love. It's just a little bit more golden tone. But yeah, as you can see, I've been using the heck out of this. So it's beautiful for my everyday looks. When I go to work, when I do, you know, a neutral, this is the one I've been grabbing towards. The last one in the small palettes is this one through ColourPop. That's Taupe. It's just a beautiful, cool toned palette. I have reached for this many times. I usually gravitate to wear it more when I'm wearing black, or if I'm going to a nice event. I don't know, something about it just is more glamorous is the word I'm looking for, but yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, you could definitely go, you know, mild on it, you know, if you just use maybe like this here. But yeah, my problem is once I get into these kind of palettes, I go crazy, as you can see. So the big palettes are through ColourPop, and it's Your Golden. This is a beautiful palette. I mean, look at the shades in here. We all, during my live, if you guys seen that, fell in love with this shade right here. Those two are just absolutely gorgeous. I accidentally dug something into there. So much in here, you know, there's beautiful warm tones, there's cool tones. I mean, it's a palette. You can come up with any look with this palette. That's why I absolutely love it. I honestly would consider taking this on a vacation and putting it in a, you know, just a bigger part of the luggage, because you can make so many looks just out of this one palette. And the second one is, this is what I'm wearing on my eyes today, along with the Moira topper. So, and it's through BH. I've had this for so long. It was one of my first videos, you know, way back almost a year ago. Maybe that's why it's so dear to me. But I love it. It's through BH Cosmetics, and it's their Ultimate Matte Palette, which I thought, oh my gosh, I am not going to like this palette at all. I'm a more shimmery kind of gal, but you can add, you know, any kind of shimmer to it. And I've actually been liking a more just all matte day too. So this is what I used today. And the shades, I went all over the place, you guys. I think I used this, this, this shade, the black. I have this in here. I mean, it's hard to tell because I just kind of went wild. Down here, I do have that shade here, and in the middle here. Like I said, it's hard to tell because I just went nuts and just kept piling color upon color. But yeah, this is a beautiful, great palette. I absolutely love it. And I do reach for it a lot. Again, because you can come up with so many different looks here. And I know when people, you know, as I do, you know, when I look at a palette like this, it looks very overwhelming, but not really if you break it up into sections. Like if you look right here, these four go together. These, you know, over here somehow can work its way into, you know, together. So if you break it down and look at it, like right here, all those would look cute together. Yeah, so in a way you can kind of just break up this palette so it's not so overwhelming. And yeah, but absolutely love it. The only downfall is it's a mammoth. And the last big palette that I chose is through Tati. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. I've used this several times. As you can see, I went through pan there. The only shades I really never used in this palette was here because I had that sensitivity going on. But since that has cleared up, I think I am going to try this over here at some point. But it's just beautiful. Everything from the mattes, and then there's like a little sequin type situation here. Like there's a little bit of glitter, but not enough to even really notice. So that one I never understood. And then this one is more metallic, and then of course her glitters. So yeah, just a very beautiful palette. It has a nice huge mirror in it. Yeah, gorgeous. Holy Moses, we made it. I think I covered everything. I hope I did. I hope this video is not going to be 10 hours long. You guys have got to be sick of me by now with these long videos. But yeah, I mean, you can't help it with these ones. But I will say I'm super excited about some upcoming videos I have going on. Again, you guys, if you guys could really comment down there or again in my Instagram about what your Holy Grail is, I think that would be such a fun video to include all of you. I'm super excited to know what your Holy Grails are. We could talk about it with all of our friends here, and we can come up with, you know, what we want to try. There's so many benefits of doing that. And one of our awesome friends here had suggested that, and I'm super, super happy she did because of what a great idea that is. And there's been a few other ideas that I'm going to be doing as well. You guys are always so helpful and amazing, and I appreciate that. All right, you guys, if you did like today's video, if you please give me a thumbs up, you know how much that helps my channel and how much I totally appreciate it. All right, you guys, until next time.